I have this thing of poking the hornet's nest, to be honest with y'all, but here we go. Hey people, John of Video Games and the World. So, what do I know about Geeks and Gamers? Well, Geeks and Gamers is a YouTube channel that talks about gaming, comics, and other forms of entertainment. The channel was started by Jeremy, who is also known as D-Day Cobra. At first, Geeks and Gamers was a YouTube channel that used to be made for gaming tournaments, now used as a collective with many other YouTubers with himself as a face. Jeremy has since late 2017 focused on far-left content in the entertainment industry since Star Wars The Last Jedi director Rian Johnson went after fans who hated it, as well as many media outlets, which he believes caused division amongst the fan base and in many different studios and franchises. The videos on his channel come in two forms. First, there are the gaming-related videos, in which he does video game reviews, news discussions, and rants. The second are videos on SJWs and political topics, and those types of videos often overlap as well, as he frequently makes videos where he talks about SJWs in the gaming industry, and also he heavily criticized the 2020 Netflix movie Cuties, known by its original title in France as Mignon, and was directed by Maimouna Doucouré, which I didn't like as well. Now, I used to watch Geeks and Gamers when he talked about gaming, Star Wars, and all other things, but I realized he became too obsessed with SJWs, Rian Johnson, Kathleen Kennedy, and Brie Larson. Now, I have said in my video about leaving the Anti-SJW circle that I still despise SJWs to an extent, with the censorship, trying to force their misguided ideology into everything, and sadly game developers caving in because their fragile feelings were hurt. So, this video is about me saying why I unsubbed from Geeks and Gamers. Now, for the record, I still think that The Last Jedi is mediocre. I only made a video review of the movie and nothing else. I didn't make dozens of videos hating on Rian Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy because why waste time doing such things? Anyways, a few days ago, I decided to finally unsub at last from Geeks and Gamers. I should have unsubbed from him, even if I wasn't too interested in his videos after a certain time. Because I stopped watching his videos since he became not only obsessed with bashing Kathleen Kennedy, but also bashing Brie Larson, especially after this comment of hers.
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him.
Yep, he in the courtroom became so obsessed with Brie Larson after that thing, or even before that, like the incident with Captain Marvel. I wouldn't go so far to call Captain Marvel a crappy film. And you know what? The action was okay. Story, it could have been better. So I gotta say, it was average at best. It could have been better, but still, I like the action. Okay? Now, look, I get that she has this snarky attitude and all, but dude, move on. And not only that, others who I used to watch, like Josiah Rises and Nerdrotic, had some good content in the past, but they have also become extremely obsessed with taking down SJWs. So yeah, just like SJWs love to point out racism, sexism, homophobia, transphobia, and Nazism where there is none, Geeks and Gamers is the type of person who points out SJWism where there is none. Now, I'm a fan of Star Wars since I was 4 years old when I first saw the original movie at my late aunt's house. May God rest her soul. I remember when Star Wars The High Republic was first released. Geeks and Gamers saw the look of the main character of the story, Keith Trennis, and he thought that it was going to be 100% a story full of SJW propaganda and identity politics. And you know what?
He's wrong, you know.
So, months ago, I bought the comic book and I read it for myself, and it's not a bad story as he claims. Quite the contrary. There is no SJW politics nor identity politics in the story. Now here's the thing. The reason why Geeks and Gamers and those like him cry SJW propaganda and identity politics is because the writer and creator says something SJW, like blindly generalizing that all white people are bad, all men are bad, etc. But did I hear them say that? No. I haven't heard them say that. But you know. But here's the thing. I bought the comic book for myself months ago, and I thought the High Republic was damn good. Yeah, that bears repeating. Yes. Other things that made me stop watching him as well were certain things like the review bombing of The Last of Us Part 2. In a video I posted during quarantine on June 2020, I said why I was not going to jump into the hate bandwagon. I decided to play the game for myself, I reviewed the game, and did not listen to reviews from the mainstream media, nor him or any of the other get woke, go broke people. Not to mention how hypocritical he really is. He says that people have a right to a difference of opinion, but if someone's opinion differs from his own, he has his little mob go after them. So you see, what Jeremy does is the same tactics as the SJWs. Silence anyone with a difference of opinion while claiming that people have right to such differences of opinion as long as those opinions are the same as their own. He is like a snowflake when someone disagrees with him. You see, SJWs, they react like children when someone disagrees with them, especially the people they claim to care about so much. You know, LGBTQ people, women, and minorities. When these people disagree with them, the SJWs harass them. You know. It's like Harvey Dent said, you either die hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. One of the most well-known things I remember in regards to review bombing was the review bombing of Masters of the Universe Revelation, which he compared to The Last Jedi. I saw the show for myself and it does not look like it has SJW politics in it. The cartoon had good artwork, good story, and action. Not perfect, but pretty good. Yes, I said there were so many predictable things indeed in my review. When Zack Snyder called him out, he reacted like a child, throwing a tantrum because he didn't get his way. Ay, Dios mío, qué tipo ese. Now, if Jeremy was a real gamer, he wouldn't be judging the game before it gets released. If he really loved comics and other forms of entertainment, he wouldn't be judging before either the comic or the movie or the TV show is released. Another thing that I remember is when he went after the upcoming Halo live-action TV series like a week ago because he thinks that Master Chief will be made a side character and it's going to be more about the females like Cortana, Miranda Keyes, etc. Now, I must admit I am disappointed that the show excluded Sergeant Avery Johnson, who was an NPC but a total badass, and I was saddened by his death in Halo 3. In the words of the Arbiter, I am sorry, Spartan. Even in death, your sergeant guides us all. Now, before this Halo live-action TV show, I remember watching that Machinima Halo short film, that Halo series, which was compiled into a movie called Halo Forward Unto Dawn. And guess what? The commanding officer of the main character, Tom Lasky, was a female, played by Ayelet Surer, who is known for playing in Superman's mother, Lara Lorvan, wife of Jor-El. And also, I remember her as Vanessa Mariana in the Netflix series Daredevil. Fantastic actress. Beautiful too. Love her. And not to mention also that one of the stars of Narnia was in that show, Anna Popplewell. Hell, and she was one of the main characters. And also, let us not forget also that the sergeant of Tom Lasky's squadron, known as Hastati Squad, was a black female. She was the leader of the team, the cadet sergeant. And you know what? Master Chief may not have such a huge role until later in the film, but Forward Unto Dawn was a damn good short movie. Now, if he was a real Halo fan, he would know the history and lore of the games. According to comics and novels tied to the game's main timeline, the Spartan 2 project had 50 candidates, which included women. So there were female Spartan 2 soldiers as well. And who was the creator of the Spartan 2 project? A female scientist, Dr. Catherine Halsey. He also bashed Shang-Chi, and honestly, I thought that movie was pretty good. Why he bashed it? Same thing, he says, oh my god, SJW politics, identity politics, blah, 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 blah. It has SJW politics. Not the best one, but not perfect, but a good movie. Ah, Jesus Christ Almighty. Dios mío, the tipo sí. He's just too damn obsessed with pointing out SJW politics where there is none. Now, I remember that a character from Dune got both race and gender bended and he threw a fit. For the record, I support diversity and inclusion, but here's the thing. I admit that I totally despise race swapping and gender swapping of originally established characters because I think it's lazy and there should be brand new characters instead. But hey, you gotta admit that Dune was a damn good movie. But he should know that whitewashing is a problem, like that old 1950s movie where a white actor played as Genghis Khan. The thing is that diverse casting at the time in the 1950s was taboo, and that sucks. Women and POCs are getting representation, a lot more representations these days, indeed, and that's how it should go. It's pretty good. Now, I'm not one of those SJWs who say, oh my god, they were never represented, because there were a lot of old shows and movies where that were diverse, and a lot of people enjoyed it, like, for example, when it comes to African-American sitcoms, like The Jeffersons, and Good Times, Different Strokes, Webster, Amen, what else? 227, Family Matters, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Martin, Living Single, My Wife and Kids, everybody enjoyed them, yes. And female-centered sitcoms like The Facts of Life, The Golden Girls, which a lot of people enjoyed, by the way. Yeah. But you know, Geeks and Gamers, whenever he sees SJWism where there is none, he reacts like a child. That's my story of why I unsub from Geeks and Gamers. Because hearing all the bullshit, not only from SJW's complaints about certain things, but also the anti-SJWs running and complaining with their bullshit, is not a good thing for my mental health. I'd rather stay neutral even if both sides will hate me for it. In certain things I stay neutral, but sometimes I do not. If one side is right, you know. I'm John of Video Games and the World. And this March I am uploading 2 episodes of my Season 1 reboot. Histories of Metroid and Tomb Raider to celebrate Women's History Month. And one more thing, everyone. Now, when I talked about my Black Characters in Video Games episode on my video of why I left the Anti-SJW circle, I'm sure Geeks and Gamers would be like, oh my god, this is full of SJW, blah, 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 blah. No. It's not. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Take care, have a good one, peace.